Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. So I'm one busy mama, also known as Bethany. Today we are going to talk about travel tips with kids and just travel tips in general. I've left this screen over here so I can throw in some items and talk about some stuff. These are not exclusive or all-encompassing. These are just tips that I find very helpful when traveling with kiddos from any age. I've traveled with newborns, I've traveled pregnant, I've traveled with older kids, teens, long distance or short trips. It's all the same. Okay, first things first is know your airline. So if you are flying with a low budget airline such as Frontier, Spirit, even Breeze I think is out there that offer deals and discounts, but you can't have any carry-ons, and carry-on items are luggage. So even in the overhead compartment bin that goes above your head when you're sitting down, that counts as a carry-on. So know your measurements, check with the specific airline that you are flying with because they're all different. Also, know if they are requiring a paid luggage fee and buy that before you actually get to the airport. The airport is going to charge you extra if you did not buy it on the site. So if you're flying with, i.e. Spirit, who I've never flown with, Frontier, I have, and any other one that does not include a full-size luggage, and I mean like a huge piece of luggage, check, because they range anywhere from $40 to $60, and that's a general price gap because a lot of them are different. And now, since I've recently gone with Frontier and I've used them in the past, they only allow you to carry your personal item. So again, check with the airlines policy before you get there, and then they're going to charge you extra for it anyway. Personal item is a backpack. Best thing to use, okay? You can use a purse, but guaranteed you're not going to fit a lot of stuff in that purse. Doesn't matter the size of the purse, it's not going to hold a lot, okay? So travel with a full-size adult backpack. Each person is entitled to a personal item. In this backpack, you can put your cell phone, your chargers, your medications. They should always be on you and not in your suitcase. I said chargers, cell phone, laptops, portable devices for the kids, you know, iPads, any electronics, Nintendo, Switch, things like that. With the charger, put it in that backpack. Even if it's a small child or a baby is allowed a personal item as well, even though they're not paying for a seat. They are allowed their diaper bag. They are also allowed personal assisted devices, such as wheelchairs, strollers, car seats, and you check those in at the gate, meaning the door to which you get on, so that way your stroller or your infant car seat is readily available. You can also choose to have those checked in so they go with the bigger, you know, bulky luggage, but then you'd have to wait to get your baggage claim with your stroller and car seat. So a really good tip is if you are traveling with newborns or infants or a child that requires a personal assisted device such as a wheelchair or stroller, make sure you check that at the gate. That way when you get off the plane, you get it right there when you're getting off the plane, and it'll be tagged and ready for you. So just know that children who aren't even paying can have a stroller or other device. And they're also allowed a personal item, such as a diaper bag. And in that diaper bag, you can put whatever you want, as long as it doesn't go over travel restrictions, which we will talk about. So be mindful about snacks with children. You can bring snacks. We're not talking about groceries. We're talking about simple snacks, you know, cookies or crackers, baby bottles, I would suggest not mixing the formula right away. And if it is breast milk or formula that you're bringing on, just know that it may be checked at the gate. And I'm not sure if you would want to give that to your child after it's been checked, but it will have to get checked because it's a liquid. So another tip is for those breastfeeding moms. It's always best to breastfeed if you can on the plane. Make sure you have your wrap if you're comfortable with that. If not, however you choose to breastfeed, because it may be a little bit easier than trying to warm up breast milk or formula while on the plane. Now, if you are traveling with formula, I suggest doing pre-portions. They sell the little, I'll insert a picture here, but they're like a little divided compartment that will have the formula. Again, they will have to check it, and then bringing a bottle of water with you, or just having it readily available. And you can always ask on the airline, any airline, for hot water to warm up that water in case you need to warm up formula. That was a huge sidetrack, but again, traveling with children can be a little more confusing and tricky, but it's not impossible. I've done it many times, but just take it slow. Try to take it slow as much as you can. Be prepared with a carrier. So if you like to baby wear or baby carry, that's the easiest thing to do, especially with a child under 2, because you can contain them in an area, and also you can wear that on board and you know, adjust as needed. Plus, when you're walking through the airport, it's a little easier. So again, bring snacks and drinks for the kids because they will be hungry. They get impatient. They get cranky, right? Nobody wants to be cranky. Let's see. Don't overpack, but be mindful of packing with children. So I'm going to stick on that for just a little bit. Diapers, wipes, and baby accessories. Make sure that you pack enough of them so that you won't run out. It's more expensive to buy things when you get to wherever your destination is. So try to bring as many diapers as you possibly can on your personal items, or your if you're paying for the carry-on, and then pack some in a suitcase that's just for baby stuff. And then make sure that you bring incidental things like change of clothes. So I always try to pack 1 or 2 outfits extra than what we need, just in case somebody gets dirty or you have an accident, or, you know, food gets spilled on you. Whatever the case is, and make sure that it's easily obtainable in your personal items, so you're not ruffling through things while trying to get a baby settled on board. Always check in 24 hours before is usually the guideline. So, and check for any changes for your flight. This has happened to us, so I know, and try to make sure that everything is the same time so you don't get there too early. Be mindful of international travel times. They usually want you there 3 hours prior to the flight time that it's leaving, so that your bags can get checked in if you are bringing checked in bags. Talking about checked in bags, a lot of airlines are changing their protocols or guidelines. I know with Frontier, they've actually changed it to up to 40 pounds for a checked bag. Most airlines are up to 50 pounds. So I'm pretty sure they found that cute little window of how many people go over 40 and decided to charge. And they're pretty strict on that, as much as they possibly can. And it's not really a dig on Frontier or Spirit. However, just be mindful you're not getting any extras when you pay for those discounted airfare. They don't give out any snacks or drinks, so it's pretty quiet throughout the whole flight. So bring your own. It's more expensive at the airport. If you are booking combination flights, car, and hotel, I would double check to see if things are cheaper. Depending on the time of year that you are traveling or season, if it's a down or low season, they may be willing to upgrade you in hotel or car rentals. So check into that. Don't go for whatever the cheapest thing because it's a bundle. Sometimes it's not actually cheaper, but just make sure. Try to be prepared for accidents with children, and just plan as best as you can. Nobody likes accidents, and that's why they're called accidents. But I'm going to talk about medications real quick. So this would not be travel friendly as far as medications. If you take daily medications that are not like this, if you have medications that are prescribed to you by your doctor, you can bring those on board, that's fine. But allergy medications, Aleve, Tylenol, ibuprofen, try to buy the smaller versions of these because this is the biggest version. Cough medicine is not going to be allowed either. And you want to check with your airline to see what their travel guidelines are. You could certainly put this in your big suitcase. I would recommend putting it in a Ziploc bag just in case it spills. And this as well would not go in your overhead or carry-on personal items. So just make sure that if you do put it, you put it in a Ziploc. Or buy chewable tablets, especially for kids for allergies, just in case. Benadryl, you never know, things happen. And it will be worth your while to just pack it just in case. And you can also find children allergy medication in chewable tabs. It's easier to carry. Sometimes they like it better. They do have travel sizes for sunscreen. I would bring a bigger one in my suitcase. So I recommend getting something like this where it's like a makeup bag or travel bag and having all your full-size items in here, such as deodorant. This is really my travel bag. Band-Aids, Q-tips. You can find these in the travel section in Walmart, Target, even pharmacy if you want to spend more money. So like flossers that come in individual packaging, the travel size toothpaste that you probably get from your dentist anyway, I throw it in there. Full-size bar of soap. This is Dial. I highly recommend getting Dial or something that's heavily scented when traveling unless you're allergic. This one happens to be the antibacterial one. So for any cuts, scrapes, bruises, things like that that happen all the time. Face wash, travel section as well. Toothbrushes. You can even get shaving cream. And I also like to bring things that I've gotten from other hotels. Shampoo, conditioner, whatever they have, I'll take it. I get a lot of these mini fun size in boxes and subscriptions, so I bring them. This happens to be sunscreen, so it will come in handy. And also I have little packets of like bacitracin ointment and more sunscreen because you never know. Hair products, styling gel, all that will go in here. And I put this in the luggage so that it doesn't have to be screened in my personal items. Oh, because they screen stuff all the time, so they're gonna find it. But let's see. Most airlines are pretty accommodating when it comes to children. JetBlue is pretty nice when it comes to loading children or families that are traveling together and seating arrangements. Just ask. They're pretty helpful and friendly when it comes to that. But let's see. A great travel stroller. I did talk about personal assisted devices, which are strollers, wheelchairs. I have a great one. I'll put a picture here that folds up really nice, and it actually goes in the overhead with no problems. But make sure you invest in a great stroller, especially if you're going to be in a place where you have to walk a lot. You do not want to buy a stroller while you're on vacation. So let's see. You can always ask for discounts when you get to your hotel or prior to getting to your hotel for tours, transportation, attractions, restaurants. Ask for restaurants that may be offering where kids eat free. That's a great deal when you're traveling. I mean, it may not happen everywhere you go, but think about that. And always keep track of your kid. So traveling in the airport, on the airplane, is not the place to be running around, and you kind of want to instill that when they're younger and not having them running loose. A great advantage is using a lounge that is kid friendly, or having a section at the airport that is kid friendly where they can, get some of that energy out before they get on the plane. And I did mention like iPads, Nintendo, but if they're not of the age of using technology, make sure you find things that can be distracting but fun. It's always super helpful if an airline like JetBlue has TV, so they have movies just for kids, or maybe download some movies on your phone prior to going that you already know that they like, and keeping their attention that way. It's not ideal or even like normal to think that a kid is just going to sit still. Usually flights are anywhere from an hour and a half to 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. I mean, it's boring for them. So try to think in their perspective and keep them busy. Maybe you can even make a game out of some of their snacks by color coordinating some M&Ms if you're into that, or pretzel sticks or pretzels, and making them into shapes, and just kind of having fun and distracting them. Let's see. Make sure you always travel with your ID as an adult, or if your children have passports, make sure that those are readily available in your personal item. So if you are on an airplane that allows carry-on items or packed luggage, you don't want to put your passport in your checked-in luggage, because you're not going to be able to reach for it in any case. So make sure that it's on your person and that it's readily available when you get to the gate and you're checking in. There's multiple times where you have to present your identification. So when you get to the desk at the airport, once you come into the airport, they're going to ask you for your ID. When you get to TSA, they're going to ask you for your ID. When you actually get to the gate, sometimes, depending on the airline, they may ask you for your ID and your boarding pass with that. So if you have a boarding pass that's on your phone, make sure you take screenshots, or that it's in your wallet if you have an iPhone, so that you can access it really quickly. You don't want to be holding up the line just for that. And if you have an actual paper boarding pass, make sure that that's readily available as well. And car seats, personal assisted devices. So I did say to check in your car seat at the gate, meaning when you're about to get on the plane. That's always your option, or you can have it checked in. But bring a car seat, because it's not always available, but you can ask your car rental service way before you even get to the airport if they offer services such as car seat rentals, and sometimes they do. It is a fee. But what you don't want to do is wait until you get to the airport and find out that they don't have car seats. So kind of a struggle there. I did mention that. Special toys or blankets. If you have an older kid that is kind of in between, not really a teenager, but not really a baby, maybe getting them one of those disposable cameras so that they can take pictures and kind of look back on some of their memories. Gives them something to do as well. Or a journal for some teenagers that are into writing and exploring and jotting down all kinds of things. That's kind of cool too, to document their stay. Now, a lot of babies tend to cry, or younger kids tend to cry due to the air pressure that's on the plane. So if you don't want your kid to chew gum, pacifier, if they use that, is great, or giving them something to drink usually relieves that air pressure. But that's typically the reason why they cry.
First stop is...
You like it?
Toilets.
So if you are traveling and you have a layover or more than one stop, be sure to make sure that that time frame is not super, super tight, because then you're running through the airport trying to find the next gate. So even if it's a half an hour, that gives you a little bit of time to like decompress, go to the bathroom, change a diaper, make a new bottle, or just let them run around, you know. So keep that in mind. And let's see, a really cute bag or rolling item is very helpful with children who want to be their own person. I'll insert a little clip of what we got.
And we're on Morrison break now. First stop is...
You like it?
Toilets.
Check Target or Amazon for things like that, where they can actually ride on. Makes it easier and a little safer for mom and dad to travel. Let's see. Ooh, headphones. Headphones are super important because you're not allowed to like listen to your device blaring. I mean, if everybody did that, can you imagine? So bring your own headphones, because most airlines do not give out headphones, and keep them handy in your personal item. Backpack. A backpack is double or maybe triple use, because you pack some simple items in there that you're going to be using while you're on the airplane, but it also doubles as a travel bag when you are to and fro from wherever you're traveling on your stay. And everything kind of fits in there. And try, when you are traveling, to make it fun, but not like super overexciting, so it's anxiety ridden and things like that. But, you know, do a little prequel to the traveling experience with the kids to let them know where they're going, a little bit about the destination, kind of put some of those things in your itinerary so that they have a connection from the previous memory and to now the discovery of the memory. That's just a tip as a parent, because you want it to be inclusive. You want them to have fun. You want them to retain some information and to remember the experience altogether. Those are a few of my travel tips, but definitely if you want to see more videos specific to airlines, I can do that. Definitely destination specific, let me know down in the comment section. I always appreciate any feedback. Sometimes I forget some things altogether. I travel a lot. However, I don't really think about some of the things that I do prior to going. It just becomes second nature, kind of like I make lists for everything. So if you haven't taken anything away from this video, make a list of everything that you think is important for your traveling, and also check it off, you know, so that you know that you're on track and that you haven't forgotten anything, especially chargers. Okay guys, that'll do it for this video. I will see you in another video. Go check out some of the playlists that happen to pop up somewhere over here. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Stay safe.
might